President Donald Trump signed an order this week to end what he calls the war on coal. But Omaha Power Public District says this doesn't change the city's commitment to renewable energy. I'm Zachary Padilla.
And I'm Gloria Espejal. This week on the Omaha News, we bring you fresh action from around the metro area and the Midwest. A disabled man finding hard to walk without assistance, and construction updates to help keep you on time.
All this and more on the latest edition of the Omaha News. Stay with us.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
Cutting off and stealing horses' tails. It's a bizarre crime that leaves horses in danger. Tiara Sheree has more on what the latest victim is doing to keep her horses safe and how other horse owners can prevent this crime in the future.
Terry Hendricks has loved and owned horses for decades. She and her husband were devastated when someone recently cut off one of her horse's tails.
It was a pretty sad day. We were crying quite a bit.
She says horses' tails serve a purpose.
Horses need their tails because they have to swat flies, of course, and mosquitoes, everything.
These insects carry diseases that can make the horse very sick.
Without their tail, they're pretty much defenseless.
Now, Terry is taking steps to keep Lucy safe since her tail will take years to grow back.
A synthetic tail is what we're looking into.
The community has also offered an outpouring of options and support.
I got a phone call from a student that designed some type of a fan that he would like to bring out here and try, and it repels flies from around horses, and so he wanted to see if that might help.
If your horse becomes the victim of a similar crime, you should immediately report it to the police and the Humane Society, like Terry did.
This is not a widespread phenomenon. We've only had probably 2 or 3 in the past couple years.
Most of which have been in rural areas.
They were kind of concerned about that they're targeting in the city rather than out on rural farms.
Terry is now securing her pasture to make sure this doesn't happen again.
We bought a lot more spotlights, and we leave a lot more lights on around the area. And we're even thinking about getting a security system.
She urges other horse owners to do the same. For the Omaha News, I'm Tiara Sheree.
The Humane Society says stealing horse tails is a crime. Charges can include trespassing, animal cruelty, and of course, theft.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says that there were 3 shootings reported last night in the Omaha metro area. The shootings occurred around 10 p.m. near 22nd and Ohio Streets, 21st and Burdett Streets, and 20th and Miami Streets. 2 victims were located at the shooting reported near 20th and Miami Streets, a male and a female. The woman was taken with serious injuries to a nearby hospital. The man was pronounced dead at the scene.
Today, the 2017 FEI World Cup officially begins its official schedule with dressage, familiarization, jump training sessions, and vendor dining and entertainment areas. Reporter Jose Rodriguez joins us live from the CenturyLink Center where the show will happen. Jose?
Thanks, Gloria. Thousands come from all over for this world-renowned event, but not many people know what it takes behind the scenes to make this happen.
It's a lot of planning, and really the more you get into your planning, the better you can be at building the event successfully.
Jay Cohn from Orange Production Solutions arrived at Omaha 2 Fridays ago, and while he has worked over a year on the planning for this project, he has to work a whole week prior to the event at CenturyLink.
For the most part, we took access on Wednesday and converted it from an empty hall into what you see today.
Planning events like FEI World Cup and build them from the ground up is not an easy task and takes many competent people to make it happen.
There's a really talented young lady named Betsy. She did the overlay planning for this hall, and I was able to see her drawings in AutoCAD and be able to measure things out, and we had to sort through how many stalls can fit in this space and how many feet can we get an arena in.
Cohn has helped out with the stabling area since he arrived, but one of his main objectives is to convert CenturyLink's main arena.
What we're going to do in the end zones is we're going to convert it so no longer is it stadium seating, it's going to be VIP tabletops. On the south end zone and on the north end zone, what we're going to do is go ahead and build temporary suites.
As there are people working on the event's physical aspect, there are people working in getting the event to the masses.
In addition to the folks that are actually building the physical components for this world-class competition that's coming to Omaha, my team is focused on making sure that we have the infrastructure in place to be able to broadcast out to potential followers around the globe the activities and the competitions that are happening right here in Omaha.
The FBI World Cup 2017 is going to be hosted here in Omaha, starting today throughout next Sunday, right here at CenturyLink Center, downtown. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Jose. President Trump signed an executive order yesterday to, in his words, stop the war on coal. But OPPD CEO Tom Burke said this does not change the Omaha Public Power District plans for the near future. President Trump's order initiates a review of the Clean Power Plan put in place by President Barack Obama. Though it never went into effect, the Clean Power Plan was developed to require measurements on emissions from power plants that burn fossil fuels. In 2014, OPPD committed going coal-free at the North Omaha Power Plant by 2023. Burke said, quote, "The price of wind is incredibly competitive right now, so we should take advantage of that. Ratepayers want us to become more environmentally safe."
Coming up next, we have Omaha Mayor Jean Stothert in the studio to talk about her bid for re-election.
And minimum wage in Iowa could be on the rise if Iowa Governor Terry Branstad gets his way. We'll be right back.
I have no idea where I'm at right now. I just really need some help.
Do you need some help?
Yeah. Okay. Library's here.
I heard the word help.
Yeah.
Student ambassadors are here to give a helping hand to anyone on campus. We're also your one-stop stop for tours of UNO's campuses and providing new student orientation so you can register for classes. Find us in the Welcome Center located next to the Weber Fine Arts Building.
The UNO TV team teaches students the skills they need to take professional jobs in the Omaha community. Through paid positions, students build their skills in lighting, audio, camera work, and other essential control room operations. Programs air locally on TKN and statewide on NHE World. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
The Library Cafe at UNO's Chris Library is the ideal spot to stop in and grab a bite to eat. Order a hot cup of coffee or other drinks. Chat with friends or study.
This is the Omaha News.
Iowa Governor Terry Branstad said that he still supports a modest minimum wage increase. This comes directly after Republican leaders in the Iowa House made clear they weren't interested. Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds, who will succeed Branstad if he confirmed as ambassador to China, said she would consider supporting an increase if she is convinced it wouldn't hurt job growth. The House recently approved a bill blocking local jurisdictions from approving minimum wages above the state level of $7.25 per hour. If approved by the Senate, workers in some Iowa counties with approved higher minimums could see pay cuts. Iowa last raised its minimum wage in 2009.
Jane Stothert was elected mayor of Omaha in June of 2013. She is the first woman to hold this position in the city of Omaha, and she is now campaigning for re-election. Mayor Stothert, thank you so much for joining us today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And so let me ask, if you're re-elected the Omaha mayor, what would you focus on?
You know, we will focus, first of all, on the fundamentals, and that is keeping the city safer, controlling the city budget and spending, growing our economy, economic development and jobs, and really improving customer service. That's what my goals were for the first 4 years, and that's what we will continue on doing. However, I'm going to really focus on a few other issues, and one is making Omaha a more inclusive city. I want to focus on greater neighborhood support because I feel that stronger neighborhoods mean a stronger city. I want to continue growing our economy, and I really want to work on a more modern transportation system for the city, as well as develop our riverfront to make it Omaha's new signature. So there's a lot of things that we want to work towards, but I feel we've really made a lot of successes and had a lot of progress in the last 4 years, and we just need to keep on building on that.
So going off on building the city and transportation, how do you intend to pay for the proposed streetcar line?
Well, we have done a complete financial feasibility study on it. We don't know the exact cost yet because right now we're doing what we call an advanced conceptual engineering, because we really need to know where those rails will be, what's under the street, whether it be utilities or whatever we have to move, and then we will get an exact cost. But we did a financial feasibility study. We have an estimate of about $150 million, and we have identified multiple different scenarios of how it could be paid for without raising tax dollars. And so that is the only reason I support it. If it doesn't raise property tax, then I will look at it. And I think that we can build it. The people that live in the route where the rails will be will pay the most for it. It could be an assessment district, for example, but we have identified several ways using federal money and not using federal money. But I truly believe it will pay for itself. It truly will. And it's all about moving people around. It's about getting people from their homes to their jobs. It's about relieving congestion, and it's about sparking economic development. And I think if I would tell people those things and say, and you wouldn't have to pay for it, I think that there would be a lot of interest. So our job now is to really educate the public.
And is public transit an important part of Omaha's future?
Absolutely. We have to continuously look at all ways people commute. And that is not only car, but it's pedestrians, it's bicycles, it's public transportation. We have to look at every way people get around. One thing we did since I was mayor is we've developed what we call a complete street policy, and it's been ranked as one of the 5 best in the country. And any new development has to comply, and it has to look at all ways people commute. So we have to make sure it's connected. We have to make sure there's places for pedestrians and bikes. And so that's something that we have been working on, and that's how we do business now. But yes, we have to look at all different ways that people commute. As we want to continue to develop our urban core, it's especially important because we want that connectivity, but we also want to attract business downtown. We want to attract millennials, young professionals downtown. And so all these are important for people to get around. And so we constantly look and evaluate those things, yes.
What is your plan to fix the city's infrastructure if reelected?
Well, we've been working on that. We have about 5,000 lane miles of road within our city. They're about 50 years behind where they should be in street repair and maintenance. We can't catch up in 4 years, but we could certainly make it a priority, which we have. We have more money in the budget now than we've ever had for street resurfacing in our budget, but we also have what we call a capital improvement plan. It's a 6-year plan. Every year I add another year on the end, and that's how we spend our bond dollars. And we have right now about $320 million that I've put in that budget for the next 6 years to use for roads and infrastructure. And so the issue is we have to make it a priority, and I have. After years of neglect, again, you can't catch up in 4 years, but every year the roads get a little bit older. And so we recognize that, and we do have a plan and the funding in place to continue on with making it a priority and getting more roads done than we've ever had. This summer we have 40 major street projects that we will do just this summer. So there's a lot of emphasis on infrastructure and our street repair, and it's just a matter of making it a priority, and we have done that.
Awesome. And just real quick, so you're competing heavily with Mello. Why do you believe you're a better candidate in South Omaha?
Because of everything he's saying that he's going to do, I've done it already. You know, I have managed a multi-million dollar, $900 million total city budget, taken it from deficits to surpluses every year. I've lowered taxes. I've dealt with making the city safer by adding more police and fire. I've renegotiated all of our labor contracts, which adds stability. None of the other opponents have done those things before. So they are talking about what they're doing if elected. I've already done it, and I think I have a track record, and people are very satisfied right now with the direction this city is going.
Thank you so much, Mayor, for your time. I
You bet.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Many large cities have streetcar systems, light rail trains, or even subways, but the city of Omaha has only a bus system despite the growing population. The project proposed by the city to add a streetcar could
Watch ICU Learning English on the Knowledge Network.
Create, innovate, discover. Coneco UNO Library, where scholar meets creative. Located in downtown Omaha, Coneco Library is designed to bridge education and creation. For students and community members alike, both loud in expression and quiet in nature, encouraging forward thinkers to collaborate in a beautiful space of creative scholarly consciousness. Coneco UNO Library, open space for your mind where momentum is accomplished.
Just feel a sense of camaraderie with fellow veterans, whether they're young, old, from different branches. You know, students are able to exchange their, their military history and also feel a sense of community here on campus. As well as we do have a quiet study area and a computer lounge with free printing, and as well as free copy, thing for people. But for vets, it's pretty important just to come in here and just stop by, say hello.
The Creative Production Lab is a space for students to express themselves through artistic creation. Whether they want to do something visual, such as using the 3D printer or laser cutter, or if they want to create an audio project in the Whisper Room, the options are endless within the Creative Production Lab.
This is the Omaha News.
Many large cities have a streetcar system, light rail trains, or even subways, but the city of Omaha has only a bus system despite the growing population. It's no secret that Omaha traffic can be a mess, especially with streets like Dodge, which run through the entire city and can be jammed several times throughout the day. These traffic issues have caused Omaha officials to try to come up with an innovative idea to get traffic moving across town. Some have proposed a streetcar system that would be laid out throughout parts of Omaha. Part of the proposed streetcar plan would run through Farnham Street and down into Midtown Crossing. The traffic issues have even played a part in the mayor's race. Heath Mello, one of the mayoral candidates, has proposed even the possibility of a light rail train system in Omaha.
That's able to get people around the city from north, south, east, west, diagonally, and everywhere in between. We're then able to overlay our existing busing system as well as ride sharing and expand our bicycle lanes and trails to have a fully integrated transportation system.
Emma McElroy, who is currently studying city planning, explains why a streetcar might be beneficial.
It's been typically considered like a commuter town, so a streetcar has the potential to really, change the flow of the city, and I think that could be really cool for the city of Omaha.
The project proposed by the city to add a streetcar could cost upwards of $150 million. Omaha City Planner Derek Miller said federal money would cover a cost about 80%, but the city would have to provide the other 20%.
If part of your commute takes you through Exarban Village, you may want to take an alternate route starting this Saturday. Construction will begin April 1st to widen 67th Street between the entrance to parking lot 3 by Peter Kiewit Institute and Mammal Hall on UNO South Campus. School officials say this construction is intended to widen the southbound lane to the west and add median islands down the center of the street. The project is slated to be completed by mid-July 2017 to coincide with the opening of the new Pacific Street Garage and Parking Service Building. For a detailed map of the construction, visit our website, theomahanews.wordpress.com.
After the break, a disabled weightlifter who says his disability is a strength, not a weakness.
And we show you how reality TV doesn't just exist on the coast, it's right here in Omaha too. We'll be right back.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world, to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city, or just explore our state. Find out about Nebraska in World War II. Learn how Omaha has grown since. Discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
When you think of reality TV, Omaha probably isn't the first to come to mind. But the city has had some local appearances on shows like Survivor, The Real World, Shark Tank, and Spike's Trouble in Paradise, just to name a few. Reporter Colt Paulson checked in with two former reality competition winners to see where they are now.
Back in 2011, Kirby Kiyomaise competed on Season 2 of Oxygen's Hair Battle Spectacular. The series featured hairstylists as they compete for a $100,000 grand prize and to see who can create the most outrageous hairstyles. Kiyomaise ended up winning the competition and used the prize money to make a dream come true of opening up his own salon.
Maybe did a little bit of shopping with it too, but mostly spent a lot of the earnings and the winnings on Contempo.
The show was a learning experience for Kiyomaise and gave him the skills he needed to run his full-service salon, Contempo.
It's really taught me a lot to be a leader and to kind of train and to guide my stylist the direction that they want to head.
Life after a hair battle was a humbling experience and of course a resume builder.
I learned a lot of cool new hairstyles, learned a lot of new techniques, and I learned a lot about myself as well.
Jones Bros, the locally owned business here in Exarban Village, was featured on Food Network's hit show Cupcake Wars not once but 3 times.
We've really grown from all the experiences. They've been really positive for us.
Owner Bill Jones says the show was great for Jones Bros Cupcakes. Now Jones Bros serves more than just cupcakes.
And so people come in now and like, oh, you do lunch? And I'm like, yeah, we do, you know.
Jones Bros won the cupcake competition on their second appearance on the show, taking home $10,000 and displaying their cupcake creation at the Country Music Awards.
It's really helped us out. It really was a net positive for sure.
For the Omaha News, I'm Colt Paulson.
Both Contempo and Jones Brothers seem to be in good standing with the Omaha community. Each business shows at least a 4-star rating from customers on Google's review forum. With such accessible information from around the world, many people are very plugged into the national and world news. But what's happening right here in your neighborhood is also important.
That's why the Omaha News is putting on a special State of the City program on April 12th.
Tune in at 4 p.m. on April 12th for an in-depth look at the mayor's race, development of entertainment districts, airport growth, and much, much more. You don't want to miss it.
The month of March is Developmental Disability Awareness Month. Throughout the month, individuals are encouraged to learn more about disabilities and the disabled. Reporter Alejandra Cortez introduces us to an Omaha man who hasn't let his disability slow him down.
Anthony Newing starts his gym routine like most other people, with a shot of pre-workout and a quick warm-up. Newing was born with cerebral palsy and has always dreamed about the day that he could walk freely. 2 years ago, he joined the gym to put his dream into action.
Every morning and every night, I keep dreaming that I'm going to be walking. That's my ultimate goal, is to walk. I want to walk without nothing.
He says consistency at the gym is helping him get there.
Now, when I have dreams, I'm not in a walker or not in a wheelchair, I'm running.
According to Newing, the key to success at the gym is found within.
People forget how putting a good hard work in at the gym or your job. Pride in what you're doing. I have pride in what I'm doing. Inside. Do you really want it? And I want it.
Newing says he hopes his story can inspire others like him to reach their goals.
Who knows? There could be a kid that's just like me. It's like, dude, he's just like me. I want to work out too. Don't be ashamed of if you're different. It's okay to be different. It gives you character.
Newing says his hard work is paying off.
When I started, I was 86 pounds. Now, I'm a healthy 122.
He says he's been blessed since birth.
I was born like this for a reason. It's making me stronger. I wouldn't change it for the world.
For the Omaha News, I'm Alejandra Cortez.
Newing says he is expanding his social media presence in the hopes of becoming a motivational speaker once he's able to walk.
That does it for this edition of the Omaha News. Join us next week for stories that matter from around the metro area.
And you can also find additional stories on our website, theomahanews.wordpress.com. Also follow the Omaha News on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. From all of us at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We will see you next week.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders, a place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.